everyone, it's Jess Larsen here with a video for Stamptember at Simon Says Stamp. Today I'm going to be playing with some alcohol inks. I love alcohol inks. They're really fun and pretty simple to use, and you only need a couple of tools to use them. So first of all, you're going to need some glossy cardstock, and then you're going to need an ink blending tool, but instead of foam, like what you might be used to with Distress ink, you need a piece of felt. So there's foam there is on the right and the felt was on the left. I'm using a couple of pinky purpley inks today. This first one is Purple Twilight. It's sort of a deep plummy purple. And then the next one is a magenta pink, and that is Wild Plum. And what you do is you just give your inks a little bit of squeeze all over this piece of felt, right on your foam blend or your ink blending tool. And I'm just doing a random little pattern here. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and it doesn't really matter how you do it on there. Then I thought I was going to use a little bit of this snow cap on there, but I sort of changed my mind halfway through, so I only got a dot on there. So just ignore that. But now what I'm going to do is sort of go in this circular motion onto my glossy cardstock here and create this almost marbled look. It is really beautiful in real life, and on this glossy cardstock, it just pops. I don't think the camera does this piece justice because it is really, really pretty. So I'm just using my wrist there and turning it over and over again. And you can do anything you want to with these alcohol inks, really. You can do, some straight lines to get some cool effects that way. You could dab it on there. I did a really cool background with blues where I dabbed it on there. It kind of looked like the ocean. That was really fun. And now I'm taking this is the alcohol blending solution. And what this does is it takes the ink away from an area. So I'm just tapping it on there, and you can see sort of the ink disappearing from those circled areas. And it really shows up here as it's dried a little bit better. So now we're taking my favorite Stamptember product, which is this big Hello die. It is just awesome. I love the idea of a big text die, and it creates a quick and easy focal point for your card. So I'm running it through my Big Shot there, and you can see just how massive it is. It really takes up the whole card front, which is awesome. And then off camera, I didn't show it, but I die cut it 5 more times using white cardstock. And then I glued all of those dies together using some multi-medium in matte. And I'm just going to glue this one out of our alcohol inks on top of that. And what this does is create sort of this really dimensional die cut on the front of your card. If you had chipboard and you have maybe a vagabond that you could run your chipboard through, that would work as well. But otherwise, the sky's the limit with this. You could die cut it 10 times, even a couple times. It just really makes it pop off the card, and it gives it a little bit of shadow and dimension, and it creates, what is a very simple card and just adds that little something extra to it. So now I have my card front here, and I'm going to glue this onto the front. And I think I've said this in a video before, but I really love that multi-medium in matte because it gives you a little bit of play time to, decide where you want it on the card. It doesn't instantly dry to the card, and it's matte. So it's not going to leave any, weird shiny glue dots or spots on your white cardstock. And when you have such a simple and easy card, it really makes a difference. So there is the final card, simple, pretty, and then you can see the dimension of how much it really pops off the card in real life. So I couldn't let my beautiful alcohol ink card front go to waste, so I decided to try to get 2 for 1 out of this. And I took the piece that I had ran my die through, that's the negative of the die cut, and I am going to make this into its own hello card. So I am just using my adhesive gun there to put some adhesive onto the back. And I had started when I originally was working with my alcohol inks, I was cutting my glossy paper into card front panels. So I didn't have to trim this down at all. It was already trimmed down, which was really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that onto my white card front. And I could leave it just like this. I think it's still very readable. But I wanted to add in the other little pieces just so it, looked like a more complete word. And I was getting kind of confused where all those little pieces were supposed to go. So you can see the die up there in the upper left-hand corner, and I was kind of using that as my cheat sheet. So I was able to figure out, this little piece went with this L, and this little piece goes with this O, because the O actually has 2 little pieces. So maybe you guys are better at aligning those up than I am. But I got all of my little pieces lined up all in there and took my little medium and glued those all down. And then I had another quick and easy card. So I love when I only have to do cut once and have 2 cards. I think that's great. And I really think this would be fun to do as a set with maybe some other alcohol inks, maybe for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these on here and we'll call it a day. I hope you guys are enjoying Stamptember. We're not even halfway through the month yet and there's still plenty of fun to be had. So here's the close-up of this card and then you can see the whole card here in a second. Thanks so much for watching today, you guys.